Peace and greetings. Happy today. We are talking about this 7-day cycle, the Nine of Diamonds. We're going to let a few people into the space and we're going to get started momentarily. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me just get adjusted. This is a new situation for me, YouTube, but I think it'll work. I think it will work. Just gotta get more people over here. How do I stop that from going off? Okay, so going to begin. Keep pushing a bunch of stuff. Okay, so peace and greetings. This is Osunfemi Wanbi Njeri coming to you live here to talk about this 7-day cycle forecast with the Nine of Diamonds. It's a beautiful, beautiful cycle, beautiful week thus far. It's so revealing. It's unveiling so many things. For me personally, I'm displacing a Nine of Diamonds, which means I'm walking in the shoes of a Nine of Diamonds this year. So it's quite interesting. I'd love to hear how it is for you. So we have a couple of things going on, right? Well, let's talk about where the Nine of Diamonds sits. The Nine of Diamonds sits in Uranus, Mars. Uranus being that unexpected, quickening energy, a higher level of Mercury, that quick in and out, unexpected energy, changing, revolting energy that comes with the Uranus, supported by Mars. And Mars is just like, the train pushing forward. It's not going to stop. It's going to do what it wants to do. It's like I'm moving forward assertively, sometimes aggressively. This is the masculine energy coming in full force, supporting these, what could be outrageous movements, right? Or unorthodox ways of working, unorthodox ways of taking action, unorthodox ways of just getting things done in life, right? So this is the Nine of Diamonds. The supportive karma is the Five of Diamonds. So we're talking about unorthodox ways of working. The Five of Diamonds is supporting here, but it's going to always symbolize, an energy that is changing. Five represents change and shifting, You've shifted out of a 4, out of this balance like a chair. And now the 5 is like, okay, let's shift this energy around. Now that you got stable, let's shift some things. Like let's really dive in, right? And this 5 is representing it could be a change in job, a change in home, like you're moving, a new location, a new business location, money fluctuating, large amounts coming in at one time, other months, not so much. So you're having to really balance and really just ride the roller coaster or ride the waves of this 5 and really plan out your money properly. The 9 here, we didn't talk about the 9, but the 9 here is representing an energy of the next level. It's the next level. And what about the next level do we need to think about? We don't need to be scared. Don't be scared of the next level. And in this case, it's about diamonds. Don't be scared of the values. Don't be scared of that 5 of diamonds coming to shake stuff up. Don't be scared of the 9 of diamonds, that 9 coming in and saying, you got to spend some money. You got to spend some money, honey. Okay, we got all diamonds here. There's a Queen of Diamonds challenging karma. So, that energy, all these diamonds, it's all about your values, your worth, what you believe you're worth, what you are worth. It is about money as well. Financial stability. So this 9 is taking you to another level. Now, depending on what level you need to be at, is where you're gonna go. If you've been making large amounts of money, this new level might say, well, okay, you've acquired a sustainable amount. Hopefully you didn't, flash it around too much. So, you good. This 9 of diamonds has definitely challenged me to not be afraid to just spend money and invest it. And this is where the investing comes in with this Queen of Diamonds challenging you. The Queen of Diamonds, transformation is within the 9 of Diamonds spread. The transformation is the King of Clubs, which is a thought, a leader of thought, a master of thought, one who can definitely organize their thoughts, right? And the Queen of Diamonds normally does this by going inside, doing internal work. She has a Queen of Spades in Neptune, so she's all about having some space and time to herself. But Queen of Diamonds can be flashy. They can collect a lot of money, but they can spend. And so when a 9 of diamonds come around, you want to be clear about what you're spending, what you're investing in. I just got this dope piece. For those on the podcast, y'all can't see it. You have to just check out the YouTube real quick. I'm going to flash it just real quick. It feels incredible. I got it at this Psychedelic Soul Sundays event that just took place, and it's super magical. This piece is super magical. So I invested in it. It wasn't too pricey. It wasn't out of my price range, but definitely probably the most I've spent on a crystal. But when you feel something and you feel its worth and its power, and you're like, this needs to come with me. So you got to make those decisions this 7-day cycle, right? And you probably already have, because it is Tuesday, the 31st of August. So we're well into this cycle. The cycle starts on Sunday, really. I will normally be doing these lives on Monday, however, because that is my Mercury day. That's the day I communicate the most. So I like to slide it in on Mondays. So let me regroup here. We are talking about the Queen of Diamonds, so challenging the Nine of Diamonds, which is the 7-day cycle card of this, what we could call week or 7-day cycle. Okay. So around all these diamonds, around all this value, around all these financial possibilities and investments and changes is Uranus. Is Uranus. So Uranus is throwing things in there like, you're going to buy this? You're going to get that? Are you worth this? Are you worth that? You know, Mars is like, my growl wasn't that great. It didn't come out how I heard it in my voice. But nevertheless, you get the drift. You get my point a little bit, I hope. What are you going to get active about? What are you going to get proactive about? What are you going to change up in your space, in your scene, in your worth? How are you going to activate that Mars energy? You know, what changes are activating that Mars energy for you? Sorry, I just had a moment there for myself. And even just how this live is happening right now, like, whew, I could have easily stayed asleep. But I popped up to do this live because I don't look at the cards before I start talking about them. So, you know, there's message, there's gems and jewels and diamonds in here for me as well. Okay, so a few things to notate that I see happening in the media in real life, not just media based and, you know, push, but like these are things, two things that I will say happen factually in real life. And I would love to hear back in the comments here on YouTube and for those listening on the podcast and those listening to the replays of both of these via my email list. Shout out to the email list and everyone who has purchased Little Warrior Woman book, just like Mama. It's the last day for pre-sale, y'all. So you can go to littlewarriorwomanbook.com. If you don't catch the pre-sale, then you can definitely, I'll put this in the chat or on the screen. You can definitely still order. It just won't be signed by me. It'll ship straight to your house. Isn't that lovely? So I'll leave that up for a second. littlewarriorwomanbook.com. Okay, so these are the things that are happening in the world. First things first is the hurricane. We'll talk about the hurricane first. That happened. That's causing floods and things of the sort, blackouts in New Orleans. My teacher, Aquarius Maximus, did a quick summation of it on Instagram, saying that the New Orleans is a 9 of clubs energy, which I was trying to find the birth date of New Orleans. They give you the year, but they don't give you the month or the date, but the name. And I think that's why she moved with that, because it's difficult to find. The name is a 9 of clubs energy. And the transformation is a 10 of hearts, which Sunday, the beginning of the 7-day cycle, at the beginning of this 9 of diamonds cycle started on Sunday. It was a 10 of hearts. And that's the transformation for the energy of New Orleans. And so she also notated that the name, because I use a different card for this energy, but the name of Olokun, the energy of the deep waters, is a 10 of hearts as well. And the ocean's coming up on this energy to basically transform it, to cleanse it, right? So 10 of hearts are very social like energy, family oriented energy. But guess what? The 10 of hearts has a queen of spades as its transformation. So as we jump from transformation to transformation, because yes, you can do that. The queen of spades is about isolation and solitude. And I reached out to a dear sister of mine, and they were in the dark, and that is definitely solitude. They were in the dark, and they're getting moments to reflect in ways that the universe just wants them to, or ways that Olokun wants them to, so it's all in the cards. It's in the cards. Yes, it's all in the cards. So I hope that they are really taking the time and space in this energy to reflect and tap into this Queen of Spades energy. It sits Uranus, Mercury. So, that level of communication, Uranus, like I said, that Mercury is, or Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury, but here they are together in this abrupt in and out energy that is requiring them to sit in moments of solitude and think and process and figure out what's going on down there. What other energies are down there that we don't know is floating around, what needed to be cleansed, what needs to be changed, like completely transformed, basically. And of course, it's also falling on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. So it's a really devastating time for them, I'm sure, mentally. I know some other folks from there who are not actually there now, but they postponed their events on a 10 of Hearts day. And 10 of Hearts is really when you have a lot of parties. So that's how the 9 of Diamonds cycle started, on a 10 of Hearts day, where you have parties, gatherings, you socialize. I did socialize on that day, and curated a prayer to be able to hold space and be in solitude a little bit, to bring in some ancestral forces. And then the evening continued, but people ceased on that day because it's a transformative energy for New Orleans. I mean, folks got to do what they got to do, but what they feel is right, I should say. And so, yes, again, it happened on the 16th anniversary, and me not being able to pinpoint the exact date, it can make it tough to read, but 16 years, that's just 2 years out, 2 years into a new 7-year cycle. So I'll delve into that a little bit deeper at another time. Let me change this banner real quick. Okay, so the other energy that took place that I was going to start with, but I'm loving the way it's come back around. And I just gave y'all, info just about the placement, the place card of the 9 of Diamonds. Another energy is Kanye West. Kanye West released his album, Donda, a tribute to his mother, or at least in the energy of his mother's name, right? And in his mother's namesake. And so that was released, I believe, on Sunday as well. So we're getting this party energy, being hit in different ways. I've only listened to 2 of the songs, which was actually just last night. But again, released during the 9 of Diamonds 7-day cycle. You may say, okay, why is that? Like he's already made $12 million on the album just based on, ticket sales, people coming to his event, his live listening sessions, his live listening parties. So I guess this day he wanted everybody to listen collectively. So it's like he's made all this money. Why release it this 7-day cycle? He's a 9 of Diamonds, for those who did not know. This is a little anticipation build for those who did not know. But he's a 9 of Diamonds. So this is his week. This is his cycle. This is his whole life playing out this week, this 7-day cycle. So, this is a transformative time for him to be living in. And it just probably just felt so natural, right? The transformation, we're going to slide right in to the transformation, is the 10 of Clubs. The 10 of Clubs sits right in the crown line. It's the first card in the crown line. What is the crown line? It's where 3 cards sit. It's where the sun is. It's in the sun line. It's the 10 of Clubs, the 8 of Diamonds, and the King of Spades. So when you get in the sun line or the crown line, you want to shine. Period, point blank. So this is him wanting to shine. This is him wanting the world to celebrate in this energy that he created. So it makes sense. But the 10 of Clubs is the ultimate coach. They're coaching the 8 of Diamonds, which is the sun position, right? They're pushing that energy forward. But the 10 of Clubs has its own, star energy, its own light. And it's here for the success completely. The 10 is success. It's you and God, No wonder, the energy around God that has really transformed him, or we could say Jesus, the Christ energy. I had to get a sip of water. There is a 2 of Clubs active this 7 days. So get you some water too. But the 1 and the 0, you and God, the masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine coming together to create what? This Clubs energy, this way of communication, this mental process, this way of communicating. Simply put, how you going to communicate? How you going to share from the oneness and the wholeness of you? This energy has also been associated with, in the way it was taught to me by my teacher, that this energy is the energy of Black people. 9 of Diamonds is energy of Black people. So even when we think about Kanye West, not the hurricane that is, taking out power in New Orleans, definitely a city of Black people. Maybe not so much now. There is still a lot of Black people in New Orleans. Don't get it twisted. But, it's a Black city. So, the waters are calling for sure. Water is important. Water is life. Yeah, that's sinking in right now. Something else is going to be said about it, but we'll just keep moving right along. Yeah. Okay, so the transformation. Yeah, let's jump back into that. And then we will jump through the astrological placements very quickly. I don't want to take up too much time. Usually these things last about an hour, but that's on Instagram, which they kind of doing me dirty right now. I can't, they're not saving my stuff. So this is the best way to do it. And I appreciate everyone who is here listening, who is listening to the replay and watching the replay of this live. The 10 of clubs, the transformation for this 7-day cycle. The 4 of spades is supporting the 10 of clubs. This 4 represents strength, right? The strength of 4 pillars, holding the energy of a house or a chair up. This level of stability is sitting with the spade. So the spade is wisdom. The spade is protection. The spade is your health. The spade is encompassing all hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. So there's a level of stability here that comes with the 10 of clubs, that comes with the transformation. So when you come forward and you speak, shout out to myself for doing this live. I tried to figure it out yesterday, but there was so much going on. So shout out to myself. Yes, I give myself pats on the back, as you should as well. So you can continue working, because we started talking about the 9 of clubs, New Orleans. Celebration. You got to celebrate your victories. Small, big, large, middle, in between, it all. And the 9 of clubs is definitely associated with me, the 4 of diamonds. So that's just a quick something there for you to take with you. But the 4 of spades is saying you're very well taken care of. You're very well protected. So move in that energy and know it. It's supporting us. And the challenging energy is the Jack of spades. The Jack of spades, or the Jack of all trades. Again, the spade is encompassing the hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. So the heart, literally the heart, relationships, emotions, conversations, the way you think, your worth, your self-worth, your value, money, financial interactions, health, and wisdom, all wrapped into this Jack, which has to decide, how are you going to stand on your pedestal and share with the world? This is also an interesting energy that, can deal with the energy of either, prescribed medication or street medication, which, as we know, has come into play in different aspects, or both aspects, in terms of Kanye West. And that's just facts. It's no jab or anything like that. That's just facts. That's something that, he smoke a little this, smoke a little that, or he doesn't, or, whatever. That's just incorporated into that energy. Period. So, but it's also the energy of initiation, initiating a new way of life. And that's what 9 of diamonds will do when they're in their transformation. They will initiate, they're challenged to initiate a new way of life. Hence, him coming on, TV saying, talking about George Bush, don't care about black people. It's the 9 of diamonds. That's black people. And he's talking politically, which is a 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs is a political card. So that's his transformation. So there'll be a lot of political talk about black people in regards to black people and situations, black situations, African-American situations, all those things, this 7-day cycle, politically especially as well. So there is that. Okay, so we've been talking a little over 26 minutes. Let's jump into these astrological placements. And again, if you have any comments or questions, we can discuss them. Anything that's happening to you and for you this 9 of diamonds weekend, you want to see how it aligns on the podcast, you can send me a voice message and I'll respond to it in the next segment, the next week, the next 7-day cycle, which will be a 10 of diamonds 7-day cycle. We have a 10 of diamonds day tomorrow during a 9 of diamonds week. So it's giving us a little preview of the next 7-day cycle, which starts Sunday to Saturday. So definitely tap in and tune in to September 1st. It's giving you forecast energy. Okay. Okay. So for Geminis and Virgos, this Mercury energy that is involved with the Nine of Diamonds is a Seven of Spades. You may be feeling invisible. You may be feeling invincible. But the seven of spades deals with invisibility. It also deals with money. It deals with being able to attain a level of faith. You got to have faith. This 7-day cycle, Geminis and Virgos. That's the biggest one I would say is faith. As you are being guided through this week and through this life, like develop the ultimate faith. Develop the ultimate faith to where you're just like, I truly and honestly believe that these things are going to happen, whatever it is. It could be in relation to money because the Seven of Spades is the card for the word money. It's also, its transformation is, I believe, the Eight of Diamonds, which is money. Loans is sitting in the Sun position. So the Seven of Spades is like, sometimes Seven of Spades wants to hide from the Sun position. Sometimes the Seven of Spades has to go through this spiritual, tunnel to be able to step into the light in a way that is very divine. The seven is representing your spirituality, and your spiritual wisdom is being activated for Geminis and Virgos. The support of karma is Eight of Hearts. The Eight of Hearts can go one or two ways, like most cards. Eight is very aggressive. The eight is going to get what it wants and what it needs. And this can be in the energy of the heart space, love. It deals with, sending loving energy, Reiki energy, massage energy. It also deals with just this social butterfly type of energy. It can also be aggressive, energy. The Eight of Hearts can. The Eight of Hearts can be very assertive in relationships. So be mindful of that. But it's in a supportive position, so, it's good. The King of Diamonds is challenging Geminis and Virgos with this Seven of Spades, saying, organize your value, organize your worth, organize your business. If you are a CEO, get things together. Do your behind the scenes work and get it together. Okay? So that sets Uranus, Jupiter. So Jupiter can expand in the most unpredictable ways. Yeah, that's definitely happening for me. I'm Mercury ruled. Okay, Venus. Venus, we have. So this is for Tauruses and Libras. Venus, we have the Two of Clubs. Two of Clubs says Uranus, Saturn. Uranus wants to go fast, just do things unorthodox, do things just freely, It's past Saturn, it's past the restrictions, so it's like living his best life. But here Saturn is supporting this energy. It's like, take your time. You got the push, you got the edge, but Saturn is holding here, saying take your time, evaluate everything. So Tauruses and Libras are holding the Two of Clubs. The two seems small. It seems two, but it's very massive and mighty. It has all the kings supporting it in different ways, like directly around it. The King of Diamonds with the Seven of Spades, the King of Hearts as a supportive karma, the King of Clubs as its Mercury card, and the King of Spades as its transformation. So, y'all don't need to know what all these cards mean. Just know that kingly energy is around Tauruses and Libras. Right? So The supportive energy here is the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts wants to perform. So what is that telling you about what's going on with y'all? The two is two people, conversation, right? So y'all want to be in conversation and y'all want to perform. Y'all want to share. Y'all want to get into this collective mind space with the club energy. Y'all want to share y'all thoughts, y'all point of views. Y'all want to hop into some juicy debates and like really perform, really put all your energy on and show people what you got, what you know, because you definitely know a lot. And the Ace of Spades is challenging you, saying, you know, secrets will be revealed. The more that you dive into these conversations and you're open and receptive, the King of Hearts is the actor and the performer. And if you think about an actor, they have to be able to, at least in their acting mode, balance the emotions of that character. You know, so they have to go on that ride of emotions and fully hone into them. So this will be the master of emotions. You know, sometimes they can be, you know, they cannot master it. They can be just, well, let me not say that. To master all the emotions, you need to know all of the emotions. So you're going to experience all of the emotions. And that's what a Two of Clubs is challenging Venus energy to do, Taurus and Libras. The Ace of Spades here is saying, have some wisdom, young one. Have wisdom, young one. Yes, you're feeling very ambitious. You're feeling ready to go. However, you know, things will be revealed to you in due time. You know, study the mysteries. You know, get very investigative. You know, your questions will be answered here. So listen, tune in, tap in. Don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your mind, your ears, your eyes, your heart, your extra senses. Okay. So for Mars, we have Aries and Scorpios. Y'all feeling real kingly. Y'all feeling real masterful. You have the King of Clubs, which sits Uranus. My gosh. Right? So the King of Clubs is having y'all in this energy of Uranus, this unpredictable. Where is this coming from? Oh my God, this download just came in and it just makes so much sense. It's the added piece to the puzzle. You know, I'm having so many downloads, uploads, and just really mastering your thoughts, really mastering how you're moving, mastering where you allow your mind to go. It's also the master teacher. So Aries and Scorpios may be dealing with a master teacher. They may be called a master teacher this 7-day cycle. But nevertheless, they should be teaching. Right? You should be activated to be able to be sharing the wisdom that you have. So do that. The supportive energy is the Eight of Spades. The King of Clubs can be very indulgent. So in this regard, working out will be a great thing for y'all to do to balance out the indulgence. Or it could be to actually transmute the indulgence and the indulgence of all sensory pleasures. We won't get into which ones, but one of the main ones could be food. There's others, you know, all sensory pleasures. Think about your senses. You know what they is. I know you know what they are, but you know what they is. So, yeah, there's that. Working out would be great. You definitely have a power within you. This 8 is raging. It wants to use all this energy. I mean, it's like Uranus. You got all this energy. What are you going to do with it? You got to transmute it in some way that mentally you can make sense of it with this King of Clubs. The Two of Spades is challenging you. It's the energy of mentorship. Tell a friend, tell a student, be a mentor, gain a mentor energy. So this is also some interesting dreams for Aries and Scorpios. So what them dreams looking like? My dreams is anyway, that's can't get into that. So yes. So for Sagittarius is this Jupiter energy. Now I'm talking about the placements, just a quick little interjection. I'm talking about the astrological placements. You can apply them wherever you have these astrological placements, but this is also the energy just guiding. So the way that for everyone, the way we communicate, the way we think, the way, driving, I'll say I'll go back to Mercury because we have a 7 of spades in Mercury. You want to be careful on the road. You don't want to be in a rush because that 7 of spades is also the energy of accidents. Remember, I talked about vision. I talked about being guided. Sometimes you'll be guided to just be like, you'll hear slow down. You'll be like, wow, I'm trying to get where I got to go. So even though there's astrological placements that I'm saying, this applies to everyone. You'll see it in different forms and fashions. So for Mercury, it could be accidents. It's telling you to slow down on the road. Be cautious, be aware, take your time. And in Venus, having a 2 of clubs is one of the things that you should definitely be mindful of, and is your water intake, but also you'll find enjoyment in just having good conversation. The Mars energy, what are folks going to be aggressive about? There may be some aggressive police. Again, we're talking about, remember, this is the card of Black people. They got a King of Clubs, the card of police in Mars. So that's very interesting. But, aggressively seeking knowledge this week is another piece. We are definitely scholars for sure. So there's that energy. And so as we step into this Jupiter energy, what can expand us, and focusing also on Sagittarius energy, because that's the placement, the astrological placement for Jupiter. They have the Jack of Diamonds. This will be a good week, 7-day cycle for them to do some marketing, branding, socializing, predicting, seeing what the market is really like. And while you may not actually do marketing, this energy is like you can get into a predictive space where you're filling out like what's coming next. So Sagittarius is what's coming next. This is also the card of the United States. For those listening in the United States, this is what this energy, the United States is going to expand this week. In what regard? We'll see. But what's supporting here is music, the Jack of Clubs. The Jack of Clubs energy usually deals with music. And again, we did talk about Kanye West releasing his music. So who else has released music this 7-day cycle? I'm not sure, but I'm curious. But the Jack of Clubs is wanting to attain higher levels of knowledge. They want to speak their truth. So Sagittarius just want to speak their truth. You'll find a lot of people wanting to really share and speak their truth. And yeah, the challenging energy is the 3 of spades. So it's like, which direction do you go with it? Which direction are you going with how you're sharing and how you're channeling and how you're predicting Sagittarius is? So that means the United States as well is at a fork in the road. Which way do we go with this? They thinking, the powers that be over this particular entity. They thinking, they're shifting, they're weighing their luck. So yeah, that's Uranus Neptune. Neptune being that behind the veil energy. Then we have for Saturn energy. What's the restrictions? What's holding us up? And not holding us up like holding you back. But it could be that as well. What's holding us up, like in its duality? What's holding you back and what's holding you like up, like together, and in place is the Four of Hearts. So Capricorns, y'all have the Four of Hearts energy. This is community. This is the power of community. And that makes so much sense if this is the card of Black people. The card of community. Our communities are so important and so vital. They've always been. And it's important at this time that we continue to build them in the age that we're in. It's like your community can be all over the world. But you'll find that a lot of shifting is taking place to where you're coming together in interesting forms and fashions. And this is also the energy of the ancestors. The ancestors, the ancestral reverence is important for the Nine of Diamonds. It can get real preachy. And in our case, ancestor reverence got lost in our travel to this Jack of Diamonds energy of the United States. And I won't say completely lost, but it got transformed into another way that wasn't necessarily a traditional way of ancestral reverence, but we always have this energy of faith. Remember that Seven of Spades, faith, is always a thing. But in particular for Capricorns, your family is going to be real important for you. Communicating with your ancestors, this 7-day cycle is going to be real pivotal and informative for you. It's sitting Neptune, Mercury, so that level of communication and dialoguing with those energies behind the veil can be great. We have the 10 of Spades supporting you. This is the 10 of all tens, the oneness. We talked about that earlier. So the spade, we talked about that. So you can put those two together and you got a powerful 10, powerful breakthroughs. 444, 44, 44. That was the time on the podcast. And then we have the 4 of Spades. So challenging us to be grateful, to know that we're taken care of always by the ancestors. So that reverence is important. Okay. And Uranus, moving into this Uranus energy, which is for Aquariuses and Leos. Y'all have the 4 of Diamonds. Woo, woo. That's my card. So the 4 of Diamonds is very, I like 9 of Diamonds energy. It's brought me a lot of great opportunities. And that's what Uranus will do. It'll throw some 4 of Diamonds energy in there. And, it'll just be a great time. The Uranus, like I said, is this interruption, is this unexpected energy, but it's the revolutionary. It's the living your best life. It's breaking the chains and live in this level of freedom, even if it's just within your own being, which really is most important, because as you develop it for yourself, this mind state of freedom for yourself, it will emanate from you and others will feel it and others will want to tap into that for themselves, creating this Uranian euphoric energy that is needed because the age of Aquarius is ruled by, at least in the cards, Uranus. I know astrology is also can be Saturn, but for the sake of this, we're talking about Uranus. And for the sake of the cards, which this is what this is. Okay, so Aquarius is in Leos. Y'all have the 4 Diamonds. Y'all are feeling, a level of stability very stable, financially. Things are, they're going good. You're not really worried about money per se, but there's other things that are shifting for you, other realizations. You have 2 5s as your karma cards. The 5 of Hearts is supporting you, saying move freely, move freely, move freely with your heart, in your space. Go on an adventure. And you have the 5 of Spades that's challenging you, which is so the 5 of Hearts can be just very just like nonchalant, not really into it, whatever. The 5 of Spades though can be like this unsatiable energy, like I'm just like going in, like fully obsessed, type of energy. So you're shifting through that and finding out what you're not into and what you are obsessed with, like what you need to really focus on. So it could also be some money and opportunity coming in for y'all, Aquariuses and Leos. So look out for that. Okay, Neptune energy, Pisces. Y'all have the 2 of Spades, y'all the 2 of Spades energy. The counselors, the friends, the mentors. The energy supporting is the King of Clubs. Your mind is right, it's sitting right. It's got this unorthodox way of seeing things and being able to help folks, along their journeys, which is why it's a great card for mentors and mentorships and counselors. The 6 of Spades is challenging you, the energy of fate, the energy of karma, the energy of health. Divine timing is important. Okay, I gotta keep rolling because my time is woof. Y'all are great for listening this long. But again, like I said, this is usually how long these are. About an hour, and we're getting to that point. The Pluto energy. So for Scorpios, again, as well as the challenging energy for everyone is the 8 of Hearts, is to don't get overly aggressive with your, emotions. Try to keep that balance. There's a King of Hearts in there, not with the 8 of Hearts, but, this is also a very social light and socializing energy, which makes sense because the 9 of Diamonds is a card of royalty because of its transformation, because it transforms in the crown line. It goes through all this Uranus, Uranian, Neptunian energy to end up in the crown line. So socialize, be the socialite, wear your laces and your garments, and just be who you are, who you come to be. Especially for those who have 9 of Diamonds this year in their lifespan. Okay, the 2 anchoring 7s, 2 karma card 7s. The supportive is the 7 of Hearts, which is talking about boundaries. Again, if we talk about royalty, everybody can't even touch you. They can't even get in your space and in your sphere, your atmosphere. They can be in the same space, but they can't necessarily move in your circle. And then you have the 7 of Spades, challenging. So your ability to be invisible. Y'all know how Kanye got that place in, Wyoming? You just don't see him. Your ability to be invisible, but also come out and shine in the sun when you're supposed to. So being guided by these 7s is definitely a spiritual energy that allows this 9 of Diamonds energy to push through in a powerful way. We're being rewarded with the 6 of Clubs, with a message. Makes sense, right? The card of the messenger, the transformation is the 10 of Clubs, political messages, being in the studio, recording studio, music, coaching, standing on your pedestal. All these things are important here. But so we're being rewarded with Six of Clubs energy. So when you can interact with the Six of Clubs, you're being rewarded. Listen to the messages. It's also the energy of reflecting back on the good old days, reminiscing. I just got a couple of songs pop in my head about reminiscing. Of course, Mary J. Blige, but then Tupac jumped in there real fast. Reminisce on a woman from a jail cell. Anyway, okay. Cancer. The Cancerian energy here is the Queen of Hearts. Y'all sit Neptune, Cancers with the Queen of Hearts energy. You have the Nine of Clubs supporting you. Your new perspective, your new look on life is here, Cancers. Fully embrace it and enjoy it. You're the Queen energy sitting on your throne. This nurturing energy, you're here to nurture. Y'all know that already. It's Cancer. Makes sense, right? Cars make sense. But you're getting a new perspective on it because this is 2021. So it's at a new level. You're looking at it from a new bird's eye view. Maybe last year it was an eagle. This year is a hawk. I don't know. But the challenging energy is the Ten of Spades. Interruptions. But breakthroughs are happening. So pay attention to how those come and roll through for you. This has been wonderful. We talked about the transformation already. The cosmic lesson here is for everyone is the Six of Spades. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. Okay. Don't rush. Take your time. Don't create new karma. Go with this flow. The Six of Spades is symbolizing things are going to reveal themselves. Absolutely. You don't got to rush it. Okay? So, this is... This is your 7-day cycle forecast with Osunfemi Wanbi Njeri. We talked about the Nine of Diamonds. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned something. I hope you share this. I hope you like this video, this podcast, whether you're on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. I hope you enjoy this 7-day cycle. Take advantage of the energies that are here for you. If you need me, I'm on Instagram. You can DM me. You can reach me at Osunfemi Wanbi Njeri at Gmail or .org. Osun is spelled with no H. Osunfemi WANBI at Gmail. You can purchase the book again, littlewarriorwomanbook.com. It's woman, WOMAN, book.com. Peace and blessings.